Hi guys, hope everyone is well. We're doing a video today on a simple laser engraved frame, a small frame that stands on your desk. So let's get to it. There are a couple of steps here. So I'm going to show you the process from start to finish on how to do this frame. So the first step is we need the photo. My photo is here on the top left, as you can see. So the next step is we need to prepare this photo. So first, let's go to background remover and let's remove this background from this photo. Okay, that's good. And we download it, send it to the desktop. I always like to delete the original one and keep that. And then the next step is and we go to a site called Image R, however you pronounce it. But what this software does, it prepares your image to engrave on wood, because you cannot take a photo and just start engraving on wood. It does not work like that. So this prepares your image. Okay, so this is a paid software. I'm using the free version. The free version allows you to do 3 photos a day. So that's good. So let's drop our image in there. There's our image and wait for it to upload. So here, as you see, the material is obviously going to be wood. Leave the dimensions. You can always change that later. Leave the DPI, but disable dithering. You must always disable that or it's not going to come out clear. And just click on prepare image. Wait for it to do its thing and it should be ready in the next 30 seconds. And once it's ready, you can preview it and give you an idea how it's going to look. And once you're happy with that, it says here image, the PNG, and you just go to download the image. Once your image is downloaded, again, now I delete the one that I did in background remover online. So I'm only left with one image. It's just my personal preference, so I don't get confused with the photos. All right. So the next step is we're going to let's this is Falcon Design Space. So I'm using the Falcon A1 10-watt laser engraver, which I'm going to show you later in the video. So now we've got to prepare this photo. So come to the left here. This is the Falcon software. So this is a software you get or you download when you buy your your Falcon laser engraver. We are in the workspace. So I've got some other stuff here for that customer. I'm gonna do this one on another day. But now these are key rings that the customer wanted, and I'm gonna do that on another day. But for now, we're just doing the frames. So first, I've got to bring in my frames. So I've got my frames here in a folder called laser files. Then I come here to frame, double click, and I want the first one. So there's 3 here, it's just different sizes. So the one we want is 15 by 10 centimeter frame. So open that. So when I open it, I've got a option on the top is a portrait or a landscape. So this photo will work well with portrait. So the first thing I do, I ungroup this. Ungroup it. I don't need the bottom one. I select on everything and delete it. Now here you got to be careful because it's ungrouped. You don't want to move stuff out there by mistake. So what I suggest you do, while it's there, everything on that frame except the legs, you group it. So even now, if you move it, nothing will come off. And these legs, yeah, I just keep them to one side. I do this last. These are the ones that are gonna hold the frame together. So what I do here, turn it 90 degrees. So if you look on the top here, rotate 90, enter. Now I've got my frame there. Oh, and another thing is this customer requires two copies. So all we do is we copy and paste, put it right next to it. And then we must not forget we need another set of these legs. So you select all, right click, copy and paste. And for now, just leave them aside. Just leave them aside for now. We'll deal with them later. So now I've got my two frames next to each other. I want to bring in my photo now and set it. So you come here, I go to desktop, and I go and search for that photo I did. So now you see why it's always good to remove all the other photos you don't need, because I would have been sitting with three photos and I got no time to now go and check what each photo is. So there's it here, open, right, there's our photo, bring it in here. You can scale it down to however you want. So I think that's fine. Okay, then this customer wants some text at the bottom. So let's add in our text. Let me check on my phone what the text is like. Right. So 1 second. Uh, right, there we go. Uh, right, so let's do this. So we're going to, we're just typing in what needs to be typed in. Okay, so this here, I'd like to give it a nice font. So I come to the left here, and my font choice is this one. And then you see these things here. I don't know if you can see them, but you need to weld them so they don't look visible. It's those joining lines, like on the I to the C and the L to the E. So watch what happens when I press weld. It removes it and makes it smooth. So you bring this, size it, and maybe bring it down here. Okay, move this up. Then there's more text there. Now we're gonna put the date. So it's 28/06/1990, 28/06/1990, space dash space, and 16/09/2023. So 16/09/2023. This we leave in a normal font. There's no need to make it a cursor font because the date has to be visible. Right? What I can do at this stage, it's better to zoom in so I know exactly what is going on here. Right? And I think the customer wanted a ceiling at the bottom. Let's do that. Um, yeah, it's quite simple. Bring it low. Now, I would use the same font as the name and then weld, resize it so it fits in there. Okay, at this point, I would just come up here and so that's not going to work. What we do, we have to make this photo a little smaller. Bring this on. We can actually bring this name a little bit more up, that up, and I think we should be fine. So what you do in a case like this, you just zoom in and make sure there's nothing touching. So everything is fine. This can come down a bit. Right. So I'm happy with that. Now, on the right hand side, we've got some stuff here. So these names, I would prefer to fill it in rather than engraving. So let's go to here. So you see this is like a purplish pink. That corresponds with this here. So let's change this to full engraving. And once I do that, this will now get filled in visually. See like that? Right. So go back to my normal. Right. So the next step is to pull to the image. So when you're doing an image, you always go brighter. So something like that would be great. That should be fine. All I have to do now is copy and paste into the next folder, next frame. Same here. So we just copying and pasting. Just make sure it's centered. That's fine. Copy and paste. Oops. But we can just move it. Just always make sure it's centered. And the last one. Okay, so I feel this has to go up a bit. So actually, we can take this more up. But make sure these two are in line. So let's go up there. More up. Go there. I think that should be fine. Then what's the next step? So now that we've got everything, we've got our photo set up, we're ready to laser engrave. The last thing to check is on your right hand side, you've got a panel here. So each color denotes what action will be taken. So here it's got line engraving. We're not working with line engraving. The line engraving is for those hearts and keyring stuff I showed you. So we're gonna work with, see this red here around the frame? That is a cut line. This the machine needs to cut this. So we come here and we look for line cutting. There's it there. First we click on it, and when you come here, we right click, it changes to black. So basically I'm changing it and telling the machine you need to cut this out for me. So anything in black will get cut out. The purple will be full engraved, and that's about it. And this legs I'll leave for last. So I'm set now with my photo. I'm ready to engrave. So I'll meet you all at the engraving machine in the next few minutes. Okay guys, so we're here with the machine now. I've got the Falcon A1 and this is the laser engraver. This is an enclosed machine. It's a nice desktop machine, and here's my laptop. So basically connected to with a USB cable, and I'm gonna show you now how we get this image to print or to laser engrave. Okay, so first step is let's remove this old piece of wood. I've did a previous project, so we get rid of this and let's bring in a clean piece. So these are actually 3mm thickness, and it's just your 3mm MDF, so nothing fancy. And I cut all my boards when I buy them. I cut them to size, which is roughly about, I think it's about 35 by 30 centimeters. So it just fits into the bed perfectly. So just fits like that. And just gonna go to the so let's do the frame. So I'm gonna click on frame, and you see it's basically going around where it's going to laser engrave. So you have an idea how much of space is needed. Am I going over the perimeters of the board? So everything is fine. So next step is to laser engrave. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we are finally done with the engraving. That took around 1 hour and 40 minutes. All right, so we're gonna see what it looks like. 1 second. Okay, so the next step is we need to remove it and we need to wipe the sides. I'll show you why. Let's get this out of the way. So because of the engraving, the sides have this dust. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but basically we need to wipe this. The next one as well. Okay, so that's basically what it looks like. And the next step, we're going to
You see that is called a live edge, so that's gonna bend like that. And I'm gonna show you how we're gonna put it on, which is the final step. So I'll be back just now. Okay, so now we've got all our stuff together, which will be one frame, which is upside down, and you need two of these legs, which I'm going to show you how they're going to be attached. And to do that, you're going to need wood glue, and you need 8 clamps. I use these clamps, which is absolutely fine, and I'm going to show you how to put it. And after it's done, you just leave it to dry for about an hour, and the frame is ready. Okay, so this is actually quite simple. I'm gonna try and do this because I'm behind the camera. So we're just gonna put some glue, just a little there, some under here, and then you put some along here. And this glue dries quite fast. It's a fast set glue. So next you're going to put it there. Go and clamp the top. There you go. So it's clamped. And you do the other side. Put your glue. Okay. And you're going to just put this there. So clamp again, like so. See that? And there's one more clamp that needs to go, and then you leave it to dry. And not even an hour, I think like 45 minutes or so it will dry. So there you go, the clamps, and this is what it looks like, and we're done. And that is exactly how you make a frame. So the final step is self-explanatory. Once it's dry, you just remove these, and that's it, it's done. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be making more videos in the weeks to come on could be anything, because I also do a lot of other stuff, but let's see what other videos we can make. Thank you.